Hello class, my name is Austin Ruby and I will be narrating my final project on PowerPoint for you today. Please bear with me as this is my first time using the narration tool on PowerPoint. I'm going to do my best not to read off of the slides because I know how boring that can get. I've had my fair share. So let us begin. So for my final project, I wanted to know if it was a reasonable goal to become a mechanical engineer and business owner upon completion of 5 years active military service. Even before the Marine Corps, I liked engineering, and I've been thinking about what I can do when I get out with mechanical engineering. So as we go, I want you to think, do you think that it is a reasonable goal to become a mechanical engineer and small business owner upon completion of 5 years active military service? So in the Marine Corps, I am a combat engineer by trade. The more I work with engineering, the more I appreciate all aspects of it. I've always been interested in how things work, and that's really the main point of mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering is how things work together to do something. So, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the average starting salary for a mechanical engineer in 2016 was $84,190, and that was right out of college. Um, the lowest 10% of engineers straight out of college was $54,420, and the highest 10% was $131,350. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of fluctuation in between the jobs. It just depends on what type of job you get in the mechanical engineering field. Is money all that matters? This is more of an opinion-based question, but after I looked at a lot of people's personal opinions online and took into account their personal experiences, I have decided to me that yes, money is really all that matters at the end of the day. Um, there's smaller things that matter, yes, but in the mindset of opening a business and sustaining life afterwards, money is really all that matters. And I've come to this conclusion because once you open up your business, you need to be able to pay the bills. You need to be able to provide for your family. If you don't have a family, you need to be able to provide for yourself. You just need to be ready, and money is the stem of all the problems. If you needed a car, you need money. If you have a family, you're going to need to provide money. If you have kids, they they take a lot of money. Food, money. A house, a roof over your head costs money. Now, where this could be perceived the wrong way is if somebody wanted to say money is all that matters for happiness. That's not necessarily true. But if having money makes you happy, then yes, money is happiness because you can buy things that make you happy or buy experiences. Got a little sidetracked there, but moving on. What type of business will I create? Personally, like I mentioned before, I've always been interested in the way things work. With that being said, I'll most likely open up some type of mechanical shop, maybe uh, an auto body shop, for example, or working with an architect to design buildings, or working with an electrical engineer to build buildings. The possibilities are endless. This is just kind of a rough draft for when I get out of the Marine Corps. What is the difference in salary for different types of businesses? Now, this was a question I asked myself because I wanted to know where the money was in engineering. It really depends on what type of job you have, because there's a petroleum engineer where they engineer petroleum to make gasoline or petroleum products, and their salary starts off at 142,000 a year. And then there is other types of engineering which make as little to 65,000 a year. So it's really hard to say one for the other until you pick one specifically. Is there jobs, and how is the economy? As of 2016, mechanical engineering shows this as the second highest prospect for jobs at 99,600 jobs. Engineering in general have a 7% unemployment rate 1 year after graduation, which is number one out of all possible majors in college. Number one lowest, excuse me. Now, there's a few options. I was thinking about whether I should open a business or if I should take over a business. And the main reason I thought about taking over a business is because I have a family business where mechanical engineering is the root of the business. It's already doing very well for itself. It's already established, but one of the big things I always ask myself is the money the only thing that matters? As I already discussed previously, I believe that yes, it is what matters, but your happiness matters as well. Demand. Mechanical engineers will always be in demand as long as anything is being built, not just limited to buildings or machines. This could be pretty much anything that needs blueprints or somebody to verify the way things work to make sure that it's not going to put anyone else in danger. So, mechanical engineers, the job security is there. Location, location, location. Where? A lot of factors must be taken into consideration before you make your final decision. However, some of the states that have the highest employment rates for mechanical engineers were Michigan, California, Texas, Illinois, and Ohio. So for taxes, depending on what type of business I open up and what product I produce determines on how much I get taxed and what I get taxed on. For example, you could get taxed just for having the business, and everything that is involved in your business you can be taxed on. Or if you're selling a product, you will get taxed on just the product. Or if you're selling the product, you could just be taxed on the product raw materials. So it just depends. I have the link down below. If you were interested, you could click on it and see what types of businesses there are and what types of taxes could be applied to your business. Accessibility. Are you close to your customers? If you're not close to your customers, are you close to a UPS or a FedEx? And where is your customer base? So are you even going to need to use UPS or FedEx? Or would you be able to bring your product to your customers personally? Now, this is pretty important because if you're making a product, you need to be able to get your product to the consumer in order for them to pay you. And then the cycle just goes around. Friends in low places. What types of assets do you have local to you? Why do assets matter? And what do you mean assets? So, first of all, I'd like to start by saying when I'm saying assets, I mean anyone that can help out your business in any way, shape, or form. So, for example, a delivery service. Do you have a delivery service? Um, UPS truck that comes to your business every day to pick up your packages? Do you have somebody who is designated to pick up something, pick up raw materials for you and bring them back, or are you doing that all on your own? Why do assets matter? Because if you didn't have these assets, you would be doing these things on your own, and that would take time and money away from the business. So it's really just a balance. You need to figure out how much money you can spend on assets like that, or if it would be more profitable for you to just do those chores yourself. Part of my goal is to obtain a bachelor's in mechanical engineering, and how long that will take for me is hard to say because I can only take a couple classes at a time in the Marine Corps, and I have to wait until I get out to really hit the books hard. But typically, it takes 4 years of undergraduate studies in order to obtain a bachelor's in mechanical engineering. For me, it will most likely be 5, possibly 6, depending on how many classes I can get done before I get out of the Marine Corps. Because I would like to obtain my bachelor's in mechanical engineering and then my associates in business and administration. So that way I have a little bit of background on how to actually run a business if I decide that. Fastest route to a degree. What is the fastest option to obtain a degree? The fastest way to obtain a degree would be to join a 5-year program that allows students to obtain their bachelor's and their master's in that 5 years. However, this option is probably not going to work for me. So the fastest option for me would be to do as many general studies classes as possible online and then go to a brick and mortar school when I get out of the Marine Corps. Self-sustain. So this is something I thought about as well because I don't want to be one of those people that get out of the Marine Corps and just go live at home with mom. So after giving it some thought, I I thought about it, and yes, the Marine Corps will help me self-sustain at college, but I will have to be smart and maintain an 80 or above to continue getting my tuition assistance and my Montgomery GI Bill. Will my savings be able to get me by? Yes, as long as I'm smart with my money, my savings should get me by because my Montgomery GI Bill will pay me money as I'm going to school. They will pay me to go to school. So as long as I'm smart about how I spend my money, it should sustain me until I finish my degree. If not, I may have to get a job on the side, but you have to do what you have to do. What will my life look like after I get out of the Marine Corps? Immediately after I get out of the Marine Corps, I'll most likely go home to my mother's house until I find an apartment within a week or two, however fast I can find an apartment, and then I will go to school. That way, I'm not one of those 25-year-olds living at home with their mother. This is my works cited page. As you can see, I have all my sources where I found my information, and then below that, I have the citations for all of the pictures listed on my slideshow. Thank you for listening.